are stories that connect us to ourselves and each other. These stories reveal who we are and show us the many vivid, wild colors of our truth. Welcome to Soul Wanderings, where we raise spiritual awareness and foster connections through these shared stories and personal experiences. And now, exclusively on KGRA Radio, I give you your host for Soul Wanderings Radio. Here's AJ.
Hello, Wanderers. Welcome. I am AJ Rasmussen, and this is Soul Wanderings, a show where we receive an opportunity to hear journey stories from humans from all walks of life and all types of experiences. And these humans show up to share authentic pieces of themselves with all of us. We are live on kgradb.com. You'll want to head on over there to have a listen if you aren't already there listening. You can join in the conversation by clicking on the chat button. That's where I hang out with the other wanderers. You can ask questions for our guests if you feel the desire to do so. And we'll gather those questions and get them answered as time allows us to. Or if you simply just want to come hang out, do it. I would love to have you there. We aren't going to waste any time tonight. We're going to get right into this wandering, and I'm very happy that this opportunity is happening for both of us, myself and my guest. I know I'm going to learn so much, and we have some similarities in our journey, so it's just really neat to have someone here who is similar to me in a lot of ways. So I have some relatable content, but also there's so much for you to learn too. As always, this is Soul Wanderings. So this evening, I would like to welcome to the show Cherie Burton. She is a drum doula, a sound alchemist, and a free spirit who shares with those in her community that the love of drum making and magic that it is when you play the drum for yourself. She is currently in the process of trauma yoga training and has come to this path because of trauma she has experienced herself. Isn't it so beautiful how we can grow from things that hurt us to stepping into our calling? I love it. That's how I ended up here. We get to learn more about Cherie tonight, her passions, her trials, and her triumphs. Join us in organic conversation and in welcoming my special guest tonight, Cherie Burton.
Hi.
Hi, dear. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
I can feel that. I can see that. It's a beautiful thing that we get to share this time together, and I am completely honored that you are showing up in this vulnerable and authentic space with me, and that you traveled from Salt Lake to be here with us tonight. Thank you.
Of course.
It's so good.
It's all good.
So for those of you, just a heads up, we were going to be live on YouTube and Facebook on video. That's not going to happen tonight. I apologize. There were a few difficulties, so please make sure that you join us for video next week. In the meantime, we're here. You get to hear our voices, our happy little voices.
Yay.
So, Cherie, we have had all kinds of people here on the show. The show originally started with me interviewing just, I don't want to say average, but for a lack of a better word, just the average human. Like, who are you and what are you doing with your life and what's your purpose and what is your passion? And that has led me to interview some really incredible people. Some you would consider quote unquote famous, some people who've written these really amazing books, some who have changed their community and the way things are in that space. We've interviewed housewives and all kinds of people, but I have not yet had anyone on the show who builds drums and who is so passionate about sharing that with everyone you come in contact with. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, who are you? What's your background and how did you find this passion of drum building?
So, I'm just a small town girl from Idaho, and I've always been a very emotional person, and I'm really in touch with animals and things that are dying or dead. So early on, this really scared my family, and they didn't really know what to do. I've always been that weird girl, and I've just kind of wandered around, bouncing from survival mode traumatic life event to the next survival mode traumatic life event. And then one day on June 16th, 2016, on my 44th birthday, I had the opportunity to be drummed. And it changed my life.
What do you mean by being drummed? What did that look like and feel like for you?
So I was outside at a park barefoot, and I was surrounded by strangers that proceeded to drum my body as I was standing on the ground. And the resonance of the drums that were facing me went from my feet up through my body, up to my crown, and then back down again. And I was knocked off my feet, physically and mentally and spiritually. And I knew that I had to share this. So I did attend a couple drum making workshops, and I learned lots of things and decided that there might be a chance that I could share some of my love and expertise for these animals. So I figured out how to do it, and I honed in on my craft, and I took chances, and I just love to share that with people.
It was an instant love.
Yeah. It's a real meditative process to build a drum. It's really cool to have one, but to make your own is something that you cannot imagine unless you do it yourself. And so, yeah, I just wanted other people to be able to feel that confidence in themselves, that they can do that. And then most of the hard work is done. Because if you can just surrender and break down that barrier, then the rest will just come naturally.
Yeah. I actually had the privilege of attending one of your workshops. I made an ocean drum, which is so fantastic. I'm a water girl, not only because I'm a Pisces, but I am so drawn to the water. And when I heard how that ocean drum worked, how it literally sounds like ocean wave.
Yeah, and feels like it.
I lost it.
It really feels it, yeah.
Yes, I was like, I have to have one of those in my life. And so I attended your workshop, and there is something very special about building your own drum. I had moments where I was tearing up because I could literally feel the energy of the horse, which we used horsehide that day.
Correct.
And I was like warm and fuzzy and all emotional, and I just felt all of these things. But I was thinking, wow, you get to do this on a daily basis. You get to connect to animals in a way that majority of us do not. And
I do.
What a beautiful, beautiful experience for you to have.
It's pretty incredible.
And where you're so connected to animals, like you said, I can't imagine what that feels like. Even after their soul has crossed, that you are working with their physical remains.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I've only been doing this, for a few years. But I really believe that it's what I was meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
And because I am such an emotional person, because I am empathic, because I wished it away for a really, really long time, but it's just who I am and I can't make it go away. So I decided to honor it and embrace it. And I believe that I can make a difference.
I know you're making a difference. I see that in the community around me and those who have attended your workshops or have been around you or influenced by you in some way. Everyone has been affected in a positive way by you. You definitely share the light. You definitely show your authentic self to all of us, which is so fantastic. Because what a gift you have to be able to do that and allow us the opportunity to receive. It's awesome.
Thank you.
So going all the way back to 2016, and here we are in 2021. That's a long time of building drums. How many drums do you feel like you've built over that time? Or do you know?
Yeah, I've kind of started to keep track. I believe that I have made or helped make about 275 sound tools out of rawhide. Yeah. So drums and ocean drums and rattles.
That's a lot.
It is.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And just so everyone knows, she doesn't let any piece of the hide go unused. When you even punch the holes in the hide, you save the little holes for the rattles.
I do. Yes, I do.
That's neat.
It makes a really good sound, and I do feel bad for punching the holes in the hides. And also, I get to honor all of my friends' medicine when I make it into rattles. So I get to share that energy in my drum builds because that's where they all come from. And the pile has gotten quite large. I saw it just yesterday, and it's kind of awe-inspiring to see all those pieces, Mm-hmm. But yeah, I use every single solitary piece of the animal. I have a bear canine on right now. You can't see it in a necklace. The meat is always honored and eaten, either by the hunter or donated to local tribes. Every little piece I can make into something, and if I can't, then I can surely cut it up and make it into a small piece to go into a rattle. So, yeah, their nails, their claws, their fur. Everything. It's all medicine, and it deserves to be honored.
Absolutely. And you do such a beautiful job doing that. You really do. That's one reason I was drawn to make a drum with you versus other people I have known. Not that there's anything wrong with what they're doing, but you can feel the energy behind what you're doing, how authentic and sincere it is with working with the animal medicine, that it just felt like it was the best place for me to be. If I was going to make a drum, that's where I needed to be and who I needed to do it with.
Well, thank you for that.
Well, it shows that you can feel it. It's just really neat how you have shown up and presented yourself to the world in the way that you are, that just, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I love, this is my passion, and I want to share it with as many people as possible. And when you're doing that, when you're living your purpose, when you have that passion behind your purpose, it radiates from your being. And people see that. They see your truth, they see your authentic self, and they are drawn to it.
It scares me a lot because I don't really see myself as a teacher, but we all are. I don't really see myself as a healer, but we all are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all I can do is be me. And if that inspires you, then great. And if it doesn't, then great.
Yeah. Either way. Great.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I've tried to be everything else than what I really am. And that just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So
tell me a little bit more about that. What was your journey and your experience like finding yourself?
I apparently had a pretty traumatic childhood because I don't remember anything from about the 6th grade down. Mm-hmm. I have very few memories. Excuse me. So that's kind of where I started life. It's kind of behind the game a little bit, I feel like. And my health has really always been a big issue. And so I've just kind of learned to leave my body in order to survive. But you can only do that for so long. So I found myself having to do something else besides just survive.
Mm.
So after many, many years, when I finally found myself in a safe situation and a safe relationship, I was then able to start breaking down the barriers. And like that onion, they say healing is like an onion. It's just layers and layers and layers, and that's so true.
It is so true.
But it wasn't until I was really safe that I could do that. It was always just survival mode up until that point. And that is what I believe was ultimately why I had so many health problems. And not just the sick girl, but kind of crazy health problems. I had scarlet fever. I had, as a kid, as an adult, I had the mumps. I've had cancer 3 times. I've had my gallbladder taken out, this, that, you name it, bad eyes, bad this. Doctors telling me I'm crazy. They don't believe me. And then I lost my granddaughter. And I had a nervous breakdown. And I had to do something else, like I said. And I gave up on Western medicine, and I started going to functional medicine, and I started doing drum builds, and I started working on myself for once. And that brought me to a place of my awakening, I guess you would call it. And it was with plant medicine. And I sat looking at a light, and I watched a fly inside of it. And I just watched it, and it was just so crazy about that light. And I thought to myself, you're never getting out of there. Like, you realize that, right, fly? You're so busy looking for that light. You're wanting that light to do everything for you. You're trapped, and you're going to die right there in that light. I wasn't willing to die in that light. And that was when my awakening happened, and I just realized that I needed to stop looking for the light and just be the light. And just not only that, but just to be my own light. Because you know what? It's in all of us. It's in you. So that's kind of been my mission, or my North Star, is to just stop. Because I did that. I looked everywhere for respect and love and attention, and I looked for people to tell me what to do and how to feel and what rules I was supposed to follow or what ones I weren't, and that was just dumb.
Yeah. We all do it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it. I know so many people around me. We look outside of ourselves for the answers. We look outside of ourselves for truth. We look outside of ourselves for experiences, for all of these things of, what we're just trying to find something, right? Something to give us purpose or a reason, or and have us move a step further. And we find out at the end of all of that, or during, I should say, that what we seek is seeking us, which is a quote, I believe, by Rumi, or Osho, one of the two. Mm-hmm. Two of my favorites. They blend, they're the same. But all of the answers are all inside of us. It's always right here, and we don't know until we know.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of other people, I felt like an orphan. I felt like a lot of people had parental guidance. And now I think maybe that's not the case. Maybe this is just, maybe everybody feels this way some certain time. Mm-hmm. But for the longest time, I blamed it on my parents. Like, I didn't have that guidance or whatever. So, like, of course I'm screwed up, right? Like, of course I've been married 3 times, right? Like, I never had anybody show me how to be, or like, of course I can't get along with women. My mom's psychotic, and I never had that relationship. You know what I mean? So, like, it's not that. It's me. It's inward. I don't need to look at any other excuse.
Well, there are reasons why we act and are the way that we are. And I do want to talk about that. We're going to take our first break of the hour, and when we get back, let's dive in deeper a little bit into that and talk more about your purpose, your North Star, if you will. We'll be right back, everyone. Stay close.
Okay, nurse, let's get this man to the ER stat.
Right away, doctor.
We see this every day. Heart attack or angina pain due to blocked and clogged arteries. Chelation can remove obstructions or blockages from arteries and help avoid painful and expensive surgery. Now there's Angioprim. It's a liquid oral chelation product that you take with juice. You start to feel the results fast. Angioprim increases blood flow all over the body, and that means more energy and strength to take on the day with less aches and pains. 60 years of research has gone into chelation, and Angioprim is the result. A safe and easy way to unblock your veins and arteries from buildup that slow circulation.
Paging Dr. Jones. Please report to the emergency room right away.
Log on now to angioprim.com. That's ANGIOPRIM.com. Or to speak with a trained consultant. Give Angioprim a call at 954-882-7221. That's 954-882-7221.
Folks, this is very important information. What's to be said about CBD? AncientLifeOil.com. Our CBD is made from hemp and has 0.003 THC, which means this wonderful product won't get you high, no matter what amount you take. What does CBD do for the body? My hands are tied, but you can Google CBD benefits and be astounded. When you're finished reading, you'll want to log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. and purchase. Life is good when you feel good. People are tired of pain. People are asking for non-GMO organic products to help them with you fill in the blank. Legal in 49 states, and again, our CBD is made from hemp. Ancient Life Oil is about helping people one by one by one. If you wonder how good the product is, the CEO takes it every day without miss. AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. Have a great day.
Permanent industrial glue impossible to remove? Not anymore, because Handyman Formula by D-Bond is a patented chemical adhesive remover. It's used in the building and home maintenance industry, but now it's available for your home use, for your DIY projects. Unglue stickers, silicone rubber, labels, price tags, flex tape, weather stripping, carpet glue, wood glue, liquid nails, even 3M 5200. And it dissolves graffiti. Yeah, graffiti. Handyman Formula by D-Bond works, and it's safe to use on most surfaces. No need to call a professional. Don't get out the pliers and blowtorch. Just apply a little Handyman Formula by D-Bond and wait 90 seconds, then quickly and easily pull the items apart. Get unstuck. Visit DBondHandymanFormula.com. That's DBondHandymanFormula.com or call 561-575-4200. Handyman Formula by D-Bond.
We are the contact for alternative research topics. The Planet, KGRARadio.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Soul Wandering. Heard here on KGRADB.com. That's KGRA Radio. We are here getting to know our guest, Cherie Burton. So have a seat and listen in. We're delighted to have you here. We are definitely taking a deep dive into some authentic conversation. Our guest is showing up 100% vulnerable and authentic, which I appreciate and adore so very much. We've been hearing about who she is and parts of her life, of where she's come from, and parts of her life where she is right now. But the beautiful thing before we went to a commercial break is you were sharing with us about working on yourself and really focusing on putting yourself first, finding your North Star, and being the light for yourself, finding that light within yourself and not seeking it from other sources. And as simple as that sounds, they are all very profound statements and profound advices to share with us. There are so many people right now. I don't know if it's the pandemic. I don't know if it's just always been this way. But we are all kind of having these moments of like complete anxiety, right? Yeah. I know today in my shop alone, while I was working there, I had 5 people coming in with anxiety. Like, how do I feel better? Like, what stone do you have? What oil do you have? And I'm always like, these are great tools. They are. They're wonderful to have, and they are just that. They're tools. But every single one of us has the power inside of us to get better, to change our thoughts, to seek the right assistance. Like how you went to functional medicine. I've done the same. going to people who can help you as far as like talk therapy or releasing or whatever that looks like. All of these things are great tools, but you have to make those steps. You have to make the decision to want to be better and then do better and make it a practice.
Absolutely.
You have to get to that point in your life where it's rock bottom, if you will, like you do not want to feel this way anymore. So what are you going to do to feel better? And what an example you shared with us of where you've been and how you didn't want that for yourself. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love how authentic you are. It's such a beautiful trait. Authenticity is my love language. I love having those deep and meaningful conversations that assist each other. Like we're all helping each other home. Why not show up as authentic as possible and speak our truth, share our experiences, even when it's hard to do so. And here you are. Here you are.
Crazy.
So tell me a little more about your thoughts and your feelings about working on yourself and putting yourself first. Like when you come from a place of that not being something you've known or how to do or where to start, share with us a little bit how that worked for you or how others can maybe find some inspiration from you from what you've done.
Well, my dad always, he was coach. He coached everything, right? Everything. And he always taught me to hustle. Mm. And he was always at my games cheering me on and telling me, hustle, sis, hustle. And I could hear him screaming from the stands because he wasn't my coach. And so he had to scream extra loud. And so I never gave up. I wasn't that person. But I got really tired of hustling. And you can't do it forever. Mm-mm. And so I had no other choice but to completely surrender. And so after I had my nervous breakdown, after my granddaughter passed away, I freaked out and I quit my job. And I was really good at it. And I made a lot of money. And I worked part-time in my pajamas from my house before the pandemic. And I could get results like nobody could get. But ultimately, it was a job doing something that was not very nice. And that was my first step.
You must have been a collections agent.
How did you know?
Because they're not very nice.
Not only was I collection agent, but I was the repo. I when you went into hiding, I could find you and tell the repo guy where to come and get you. And I worked for a large commercial bank that it wasn't just like, people's cars or extravagant things that they didn't need. It was their job. It was their livelihood. Mm-hmm. And one day I had to tell some repossession agents where this guy's old pickup truck was. And my dad had old pickup truck. And I just couldn't do it anymore. After that, I just couldn't do it anymore. So yes, I was a collection agent and I quit my job. And I thought that was going to be what I needed to do. And I was going to be awesome and I was going to feel wonderful. And that was like the biggest thing, right? Like you just needed to quit your job. And I had no idea that it was just the beginning because basically I was reborn, mm-hmm. And not in that sense, but I ultimately was. And I was at the bottom. I didn't know what to do or where to go. And I knew that I needed help. I had worked with plant medicine before this. I had worked with functional medicine before my nervous breakdown. I had started the process. But again, when you find yourself in a safe space, you better be ready because it's going to come down. And so the more work I did, the harder and harder it got. So I found myself in the very bottom of the pit. Right. And I told my husband, I need help. And so we reached out to Western medicine. And that was stupid because if I wanted to commit myself, I could. And if I had walked through their front doors, they would have committed me. Or I could look into ketamine for mental health. And even that was a 6-week wait. And it was very, very expensive. But I was lucky enough to find a place that was within my price range. And I spent 6 weeks of intensive treatment for ketamine, for anxiety and depression and trauma. And all I have to say is, before you open your mouth about any treatment, I don't care what it is, for someone's mental health, you need to do your research, because everything is not for everyone. And I had tried a lot of things before that, many, many years of anxiety and depression medicines. And those didn't work for me. And I knew the risk I was taking with ketamine, but it has a really large percentage of success rate. So I took the dive, and I, at the hardest time of my life, started to rebuild. And I started scheduling drum builds. And I just put myself out there. And luckily, I found people that love and support me.
You have a lot of people. I am blown away by your social media status. You have so much support.
I do. I've really found myself in good company and not so good company. But that's what happens in life. That's how you find the good company, is by also finding out the bad company. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I really love what I do. I really do. I'm genuinely happy by doing this and working with people and seeing their confidence in something that they created that's going to be around for hundreds and hundreds of years. It makes me happy.
I love that you were able to find a resource for recovery from your healing, from like, I don't even know how to find the words. Your energy right now is so strong, and I'm really good about being good about not feeling it all. I'm such an empath, and that's not an excuse, but everyone may be listening and thinking you're super sad because you're crying, right? People associate tears with crying, but I'm not feeling that from you.
No.
I'm not feeling sadness at all.
That's not why I cry every day.
Yeah. No.
It's because
I feel
I'm happy.
Joy. Yes. I feel so much joy from you and so much gratitude from you. And finding the words is challenging for me when I am sitting here listening to your experiences. I'm so thankful that you had that opportunity, because wow, right? There are so many different ways that we can work through our experiences, and you found one that really worked for you. One of a few, because there's other things that you do that heal you.
It's
also.
A puzzle. It's a puzzle.
It is, isn't it though?
Yeah.
For me, for my own personal journey, it has never just been one thing. There's been one thing that I've used for, weeks or months, and then realized I need to go deeper. I need something else. And so I'll seek out another a person to come into my awareness or tool or
Sure,
whatever
sure.
that looks like. And
Yeah.
you've done, I mean, we all do it. I'm not any different from you or anyone else. Just the things that we choose are different. So you chose ketamine, for example, where that wouldn't be something I would choose for myself. We're all very different, but I don't
Yes.
need that either. So that's why it's so neat that you found something so specific for what you were going through and that it actually helped you.
It did. It saved my life. A piece. Before that, it was functional medicine. And before that, it was my husband. And before that, it was my children. There's always, a piece.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, from my experience, and I'm curious to know if you feel the same because you just shared that. When I couldn't find a reason to keep going for myself, as part of that seeking outward, but instead of finding like something material, I chose my son. And obviously you've done the same thing with your children. I decided that if I can't do it for me, I'll do it for him. There were so many moments of that thought process in my mind. If I can't go on, or if this is too hard for me, I need to at least do it for him. And you brought up your kids. How have they influenced you and your healing journey? How has that played a role in you wanting to try harder or be more present or keep going or whatever that looked like for you?
So anybody that knows me knows that I'm all about my kids, like straight up. Like I love my husband. I love my dogs. I love my grandkids. Like maybe now I might be all about my grandkids, but like straight up, I always wanted to be a mom. I always did. I always wanted to be a mom. Mm-hmm. And I didn't let anybody tell me how that was going to happen. And so I had my children very young. I had my first, I got engaged on Valentine's Day. Holy cow. Back in 1990, I got engaged on Valentine's Day. Then I graduated in May, and I moved out of my house before that. And so I was like on my own for, really early on. And so I always wanted to have these kids. I always wanted to, I just didn't remember my childhood, and I wanted to I kind of wanted to live my life through them, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I was in survival mode, and I didn't really do that. I do that with the grandkids, though. So, yeah, I always wanted to have kids, and I didn't wait very long. As soon as I graduated, I got married right out of high school. I graduated in May. I turned 18 in June. I got married in August. I got pregnant in December. I turned 19 in June. I had my first baby right after. And then I had my second just 3 years after that. So my health took a turn, and I had to have a hysterectomy at a very young age, 24. And quite honestly, my children have taken care of me for many years. And that's made me sad, but also we're a team. And, I didn't really have that close family bonding because of my traumatic childhood, and I couldn't really remember. My siblings were a lot older than I was, and so I just wanted my own. I even wrote this down on things I wanted to say. This is so weird. I wanted my own little perfect family.
Right. We all do, yes.
Yeah. And I didn't know then that there was really no such thing. There's no normal family. I wanted a normal family. There's no such thing.
No.
So I had my kids very early, very young, and I'm very thankful that I did because I had that hysterectomy and I wasn't able to have any more. So, they've taken care of me throughout the years. I've taken care of them. Our life has been chaotic, and sometimes I've just picked up and moved in the middle of the night, quite literally. In Idaho, I packed my stuff in the middle of the night, went out the back door, picked up the kids, and moved to Utah. I had 2 kids, a dog, my whole house in storage, only our clothing. I had $5, no job. And I drove to Utah. On my 25th birthday.
Okay, there's a story there. And I don't know if you want to get to it, but that's a big deal. That's a lot.
Survival mode.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a lot.
I can relate to that. And that's why I'm saying there's a story there. I'm familiar with the survival mode.
Yeah. We can stop and go into it.
Well, no, whatever your comfort level is. I was recently on a podcast myself, and I was kind of cutting corners, if you will, watering it down. And he was so direct with me and saying, you know, it's really neat that you're sharing all of this, but how comfortable would you be in like really sharing, not like going into quite like so much detail, because I don't believe that's necessary to relive the experience. But he was saying, you know, maybe there's this housewife doing dishes right now and listening to the show, and maybe she can relate. What if there is that person and they're listening in right now?
For sure.
Like, what did you do? How did you get away? Like, what was that like? And is it possible for that lady doing dishes in the same situation? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely possible. Again, you can't rely on anyone else or wait for anyone else to help you. You can't wait for someone else to be your light. When I didn't have the courage to stand up to my abusive situation, I went to counseling. And then when I went to counseling, they taught me how to exit the house quickly if I was in fear of my life.
Wow.
And I actually got kicked out of counseling in Idaho because I stood up and I said, okay, what? Like, how about we tell these women that they don't have to pack up their stuff in the middle of the night? You know? Like,
why is that even a thing?
Yeah. Well, you know, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. So don't wait for the police to help you. Don't wait for a counselor to tell you. Don't look for that light. Just be your own light.
Once again, that's a theme for you.
It is. So I don't really know what happened. I mean, I have crazy stories I could tell you leading up to it. He was crazy. I was crazy. We made each other crazy. But
I laugh because of nervous laughter. That was not funny. Just let me clarify.
Yeah, no.
Only because I relate.
Totally. Yeah. So, you know, I did. I went to the police a couple of times and I wanted their help, and I even got a restraining order and you know, like all these things and crazy things happened. Like I could tell you crazy stories like you wouldn't believe, but I won't. You just have to. I know what happened, actually. I got fired from my job because I worked out to the site at a government facility. And, you know, they really keep track of your background check, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was working a subcontract out there. And I put in for a position as a firefighter, a woman firefighter, 1997. And I got the job. And they proceeded to do the background check. And I had a claim on my background check for bounced checks. Now, it was my fault that the checks were bounced. I could tell you every excuse in the book ultimately as to why that money wasn't in there. But I was just talking to my husband the other day about this. For the longest time, I was so upset at the fact that I got in trouble for something because someone else didn't pay me when they were supposed to. When in reality, it stopped me from getting that job. And I packed up my stuff in the middle of the night and I moved my kids to Utah. So I have nothing bad to say about that person who didn't pay me that money. I only have thanks. Mm. So, you know who you are. Thank you. Because now I don't have to look at your face every day. I have the courage to leave.
There are no accidents.
No.
Right? No coincidences. And when we're in the heat of the moment, in the thick of it all, we don't understand that, and we can't see that light at the end of the tunnel because we're so in it, right? But when you look back and see the beauty of
hindsight,
the timeline of how everything worked out for your greatest good.
I could have never planned that to happen.
Right.
Never.
It's just incredible how every little thing is always working out for us. And we don't understand that until we understand that concept, I would say.
Well, it's scary.
Oh, absolutely. It's about surrendering and about trusting that everything is happening for our highest good. And that takes a lot of trust. It really does. When you've been through those experiences and you're better for them instead of a victim by them or whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah.
It changes your entire experience overall.
Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing. People ask me all the time, I wouldn't, because I don't know what that would have been. You know, I know where I am now. Mm-hmm. I know what has been, and I'm good with that. I'm not going to change it.
And then here you are. It's pretty awesome. I mean, think about how awesome it is. Thank you, so-and-so and so-and-so, for showing up for me that way.
Yeah.
Thank you for being that person that I needed so I can be the person I need for myself today.
Yeah. Sure didn't see it then, but...
No. Yeah. Of course not.
And I'm very thankful for that survival mode. It got me through a lot. Mm-hmm. So, I give it its grace. But, yeah, it all just... That's why you can't give up, right?
Right.
That's why you can't give up.
I love that you just said that, because I was also going to say the importance of the keep on going, the keep going until, you have that moment, you have that experience. There's a reason why. When they say, you matter, keep going, don't give up. It sounds so cliche when people are saying that.
It does.
Especially when you're like in that moment of everything sucks and I don't know how I'm going to make it. And I don't see an end to this except for an end to this.
Right.
Because you don't know until you're outside of it, until you get to the other side of it. And even having the one experience, you're going to have several more experiences that are like that.
Yeah.
And it's a reminder to yourself. Remember that thing that I thought I would never get through? I got through it. So this thing I'm going through now, I can get through this too.
And I think it's important to not have fear play into that, but you're going to be repeated. These things are going to keep repeating themselves until you. If you think it's hard now, like if you give up, you're going to be faced with those things again and again and again and again. And I believe that that's why I've been faced with my trauma, is because of trauma from a previous life. And I believe that I carried that over.
Ooh, that's the rabbit hole I like to go down. I love past life stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't believe it at all for the longest time until I did. Until I had this
that was me.
profound experience, and there was no way to doubt it. And now every time I get some kind of inkling about an intuitive like reaction towards someone or whatever that ends up being for me, I know I don't question it anymore. I'm like, there's this reason, and I know that it's true. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's talk about that some more after we get back from the break.
Okay.
An hour's gone by already. Can you believe it? Stay close. We have another hour to wander with this beautiful goddess. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. It's troubling times, and fear is pushing emotions, which in turn pushes health the wrong direction. Do you ever get an ache because life is uneasy? Try Life Change Tea at GetTheTea.com. Life Change Tea works on your digestive tract, helping to move food through quicker and comfortably so your health is spot on. Life Change Tea may not help with world issues, but it will help with your digestive issues. A glass a day helps keep the intruders away. So, change your life today. Log on to GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com. If your health game is off, get on by ordering Life Change Tea. GetTheTea.com. And while you're on our site, look around at the great non-GMO organic supplements. And if you're a sales shopper, go to our specials page and see what's for you. I've been drinking the tea for 12 years, and I'm sure glad for its health benefits. Again, that's GetTheTea.com. GetTheTea.com. The tea that makes you go.
When you're in the house for longer periods of time, you can see them flying or running across the floor. Ooh, yuck. They're unhealthy, gross, and disgusting. Bugs. I loathe bugs. We keep a clean home, but occasionally bugs show up. Well, I found something that is tougher than bugs. Orange Guard. On contact, it kills hidden bugs, including ants, roaches, and fleas. Plus, Orange Guard is a residual repellent. All of the ingredients of Orange Guard are on the FDA generally recognized as safe list. Orange Guard may be used around food, humans, and pets. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Orange Guard. Available at orangeguard.com, Whole Foods, and Ace Hardware.
Welcome to the new KGRA digital broadcasting website, thekgradb.com. Here you'll find great new content, including the KGRA Classics, great shows from our archives. You'll be able to see the show times and information so you can see what show is currently on air. The on-air live button. So just go to this section and you'll be able to hear the show live with exceptional sound quality. We also have the vault section. Make sure to subscribe to get access to great content and special features. We have the make content for our latest news and events, so make sure to sign up and you can be part of our forum. So make sure to check out the new KGRA digital broadcasting website, thekgradb.com. We look forward to seeing you there, and we hope that you enjoy the new website.
Folks, this is very important information. What's to be said about CBD? AncientLifeOil.com. Our CBD is made from hemp and has 0.003 THC, which means this wonderful product won't get you high, no matter what amount you take. What does CBD do for the body? My hands are tied, but you can Google CBD benefits and be astounded. When you're finished reading, you'll want to log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. And purchase. Life is good when you feel good. People are tired of pain. People are asking for non-GMO organic products to help them with you fill in the blank. Legal in 49 states, and again, our CBD is made from hemp. Ancient Life Oil is about helping people one by one by one. If you wonder how good the product is, the CEO takes it every day without miss. AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. Have a great day.
Permanent industrial glue impossible to remove? Not anymore, Because Handyman Formula by D-Bond is a patented chemical adhesive remover. It's used in the building and home maintenance industry, but now it's available for your home use, for your DIY projects. Unglue stickers, silicone rubber, labels, price tags, flex tape, weather stripping, carpet glue, wood glue, liquid nails, even 3M 5200. And it dissolves graffiti. Yeah, graffiti. Handyman Formula by D-Bond works, and it's safe to use on most surfaces. No need to call a professional. Don't get out the pliers and blowtorch. Just apply a little Handyman Formula by D-Bond and wait 90 seconds, then quickly and easily pull the items apart. Get unstuck. Visit dbondhandymanformula.com. That's dbondhandymanformula.com or call 561-575-4200. Handyman Formula by D-Bond.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRAradio.com.
You are listening to Soul Wanderings here on KGRA Digital Broadcasting, Salt Lake City, Utah, and Hudson Valley, New York. And I invite you to visit kgradb.com. That's our website. This new site is filled with so many opportunities for you to explore and learn. And there's exclusive content behind the scenes. There's even the KGRA classics. So I encourage you to have a visit and see for yourself. That's kgradb.com. I think the new site is pretty fantastical. It's still in the works. There's still more being added, and it's pretty rad. So check it out. So welcome back, everyone. Cherie is back with us. She stayed for the second half of the show.
I didn't run.
Yay! So Cherie Burton is our guest this evening, and she is a bright and shiny light in the community of where I live. Across the Wasatch Front, she assists people in building drums and teaching them about the magic of drumming, the magic and healing.
Yes.
The magical healing of drumming.
Yes.
So I have never really been drawn to drums most of my life. I like being around them. I like listening to them in circle and ceremony and things like that. But I was never called to play them. I have no rhythm. But when I heard that ocean drum, like I said, I was like, ooh, I can do that. But I have found myself drumming on my ocean drum.
Yes.
And have had some really cool meditations by just having this nice little slow beat that I've done while I've been in a meditation process.
Right.
And then I'll mix it up with my sound bowls and, just kind of play around when I'm doing my meditation. And then I was like, okay, I want a drum that doesn't rattle when I hit it, because the ocean drum, you've got all the stuff in the middle, so it shakes and rattles. And I was like, I really want to make another one, but my schedule is really hectic and crazy. So what did I do? I had Cherie make me one.
Let me make you one.
And she brought it tonight. And I am so excited. It's still drying. I haven't opened the box yet because we were short on time before the show. I'm going to crack that baby open and have a little look. And after it's done drying, you better believe I'm going to be having some of that medicine in my life. And I am so excited.
Well, thank you for allowing me to create. And I just really like to work with clients. It can be as big or little as we want to do in creating. Some people like me just to go with my own flow, and other people are very specific, and you knew exactly what you wanted. And so I just really like to work with the client because it's all medicine. Mm-hmm. It's all individual little things that matter.
Well, I knew specifically what I wanted because of past life experiences. And we brought that up just before our break. And where this is commercial free, the second hour, we're definitely going to talk about past lives. But one of my experience in a past life was being Native American. And I specifically had bear medicine with me, and I had a friend that was a buffalo, like a literal buffalo, like was my friend. Like I would go out into these pastures and visit my friend, and we'd have like these conversations telepathically. And I remember it so specific and so vividly that I knew I had to have either a bear or a buffalo. There was no doubt. It was like I have to have one or the other. And I ended up with buffalo, which is perfect because it will be my friend.
Yep.
Right? It just makes so much sense. Like this full circle has come. And she also, I'll post pictures on Soul Wanderings. If you guys want to go to soulwanderings.com and link to my social there, you'll be able to see what the pictures, because I've saved the pictures that she's been posting today. And then when I can play it, I'll play it for you. But I forgot where I was going, but beautiful.
Past life.
Oh yeah. Past life. So Cherie, oh my gosh. It's so neat that my life before this, I have so many memories of, and they've come to me in dreams and visions and meditations. And then I had this past life regression done, and they were sharing with me these dreams and visions that I've already had. So it was validating everything I already knew in my heart, which is so amazing, right?
Right.
But you're connected to the bear. That's your deepest connection. Do you know where that comes from and why you are so drawn to the bear?
Because of its medicine. I've needed a lot of strength and determination. And that's what bear medicine is. Bear medicine is a lot about rebirth and the ability to go into hibernation and go in it as big and healthy and strong as you can possibly imagine, and then succumbing down to the smallest thing that you can become and having the strength and determination to rebirth again. But not just once, but again and again and again and again and again. And that's what bear medicine is to me. It's pretty controversial. Just going to put that out there. I get a lot of crap for a lot of things that I do, but bear medicine is the thing that is, like, I think the biggest thing.
What is it that triggers people and giving you problems with it? Like why is that a thing with the bear medicine?
I think because around in this area there's our frame of thinking as far as culture is much more narrowed than the entire world.
Yeah.
So drumming and bear medicine specifically is very near and dear to a lot of our culture that's here. And so when I feel like people perceive me as a threat, when in reality it can be further than the truth.
Right.
So because it is so near and dear to so many of our culture around here, it's pretty controversial. A lot of people don't feel like I should carry the medicine. In the majority of the culture that was originally from here, women never drum. Never. And they surely wouldn't bear because of its symbolism and representation. But yeah, that's what bear medicine is it's the ability to when I went out of my body and made it so that I couldn't remember. I became a bear.
Yeah.
And that's how I survived. And that's how I continued to survive. And I really wanted bear medicine to go away. And I despised it when my granddaughter passed. But then I had to rely on its strength to help me again in my hardest time. And I will never let it go again. I am a warrior. I am bear medicine. And I will share that with as many people as I can. Bear is very hard to get. That's part of the reason why it's controversial. Not a lot of people eat bear. I'm not going to take a hide unless I know it's been eaten and honored. A lot of people, when they do get a bear, they're surely not going to give you the hide. If they do, it's very expensive. It's hard to work with. It's stinky. It's really greasy. It's illegal, highly illegal in many states. So all of that into play, it's pretty powerful stuff. Yeah. But it comes to me somehow when drum makers have to wait 3 and 5 years to get one drum. Suddenly, my husband is able to find 3 full hides. And then I'm suddenly able to find 45 drum heads. And so I have to honor it. I have to keep putting it out into the world. So I made a goal to do 45 bear drums within a year. And I think that after this last weekend's drum build, we're at about 33 or maybe 36 or something.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So for those listening who are like animal activists and things of that nature, I get that you honor, like I know that you honor the animal. You make sure that the meat is eaten and its sourced.
Yes.
By certain means, by certain ways.
Yes.
Explain that process a little bit. Like, how do you come across these hides and how do you know their authenticity and how they're received?
So I did a lot of research, finding suppliers. There aren't a lot, but the suppliers that I did find, I'm very conscientious about who they are, where they're from. I want to know where the animal was from and where they got it if I haven't been given the hide myself. So I've prepared hides myself, and then I have 2 suppliers that I feel comfortable working with. My suppliers, I've worked closely with them, and I've just picked up the phone and called them and, addressed these issues because it's very important to me and to people. So they work with the hunters, or I work directly with hunters. And when they receive the hides, because I've asked them, how is this done? They're prepared in their own family. And these are traditions that they've had for many, many years. If it's myself doing the hide, I'm pretty much self-taught, but I have always grown up hunting and fishing and things like that. So, it's about your intention. I'm big on ceremony. Every little thing is a ceremony. And so when they're preparing the hides, I'm told that they are done peacefully in ceremony. And then when I order them and I get them into my home, I smudge them and I have a process and I safely put them away until their owner finds them. They're brought out and then I prepare them again in ceremony. and they're soaked in lavender buds from plants that I've grown myself from seed, and they're in Himalayan salt and some crystals. And then when I bring them to the drum build, we have our own ceremony and we have our own cleansing. It's very important to me that all the things before are gone and fresh for this person to basically create an entity, a living, breathing being. But yeah, I'm not sure if I answered that question, but...
No, it definitely. I just think it's nice to know because, you know, people do get in this mode, as you know, of judging and critiquing and questioning everything you do because of what their belief systems are, their morals are, whatever that looks like for them.
Yeah.
So I just think it's neat the way that you honor the animal in its entirety from receiving to delivering to its new owner and sending it out into the world knowing that they'll do the same and respecting where it came from.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
definitely.
Yeah.
And I just shared in the chat room for those of you who are interested, my drum that's drying, it is made from buffalo, and the handle on the back is African antelope horn.
Correct. Yes.
And moonstone.
Yes, it has 5 10-millimeter beautiful moonstones. My husband is a jeweler, and so he is really creative and comes up with these ways that we can incorporate the gemstones. Your drumstick has gemstones in it as well. And when you're drumming, it just, besides the fact that it looks really pretty, it activates those qualities, right?
Right.
Like I said, it's all medicine,
yes.
Every little thing. So yeah, your drum is buffalo. Really, really thick.
Very thick.
Yeah. You're gonna get some muscles drumming with that thing. It's heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm working on the muscles, so that's good. A little pre-workout.
For sure.
Before my workout. Meditation before workout. So good. We were going to go deeper, and we kind of got off the topic of past lives, so we'll move past that. But I'm definitely interested in the past lives thing. So if any listeners out there know, or an expert, if you will, of past lives, contact me at connect@soulwanderings.com. Just throwing that out there in the universe.
Yeah.
Do a whole show on it. It's so good.
Yep.
We have before, but I can't get enough. So
right. Could go on for days.
Yeah. So you talked about different types of medicine that you've used, ketamine being one of them, but natural medicines. Let's talk about plant medicines. Once you brought that up, that you did bring up earlier, but you weren't really specific on it. And then I had a couple of people in the chat room kind of like
ask about
perking up, like, well, what did she try? And has she tried this? And has she tried that?
Yeah.
So they were asking about ayahuasca and DMT and things like that. But that, I don't know if those are your experiences, but what you've shared with me, no.
Yeah, no, my experience was with what they call grandfather medicine.
Yeah.
And that is peyote. And of course, ketamine is synthetic, so that's not really plant medicine. But,
right.
But I do believe that psychedelics have a huge play in mental health. And they've always been there. And that's the way that it was before. And that's how pharmaceuticals got to where they are now, is because originally it was plant medicine, and then it morphed into the crazy thing that it is. So I was really scared. I have a lot of health issues and stomach issues, and I was really scared. And I just decided to go into it with, I'd fully surrendered just like with functional medicine. Mm-hmm. I completely surrendered to let whatever come, you know, and it was a beautiful thing. I really believe that it was key in my healing. And for me, ceremony, drumming is like ceremony.
Definitely.
It's the quickest way for me to go from where I'm at to where I need to be. So, plant medicine, I'll just share a little bit about my experience. You know, it's different for everyone. I was very thankful to have a man share his medicine. Not a lot of people like what he does, and they don't want him bridging gaps between cultures like he does. And so I feel very thankful because I know he understands what it feels like to be hated, and I feel like I identify with that a lot. Like I just feel like you either love me or you hate me, and it's true. If you ask people, like I love her or I hate her. It's one or the other. So I feel like he could identify with that, and he really believed in this. So I surrendered to it. And it was not necessarily, it was that medicine, but it's the medicine in that drum in ceremony that really got me and that I really connected with. Sound healing is amazing. And so I believe that the medicine, the peyote, allowed me to surrender to whatever. And I opened my heart, and I opened my mind, and I physically opened my hands, because that's my receptor. And the drums I can feel, I connect with right through my hands. And it allows my brain to go to that place. So in conjunction with the plant medicine, I don't know how to describe it. It's you have to surrender to it because it's not describable.
Yeah.
But it was the little things, right? It was the little things like that fly up in the light. It allowed my mind to go to theta brainwave, and that's what I teach in drumming. So for me, drumming's way quicker. Plant medicine it takes me a little longer to get there. It just opened me up to possibilities I'd never knew. But they were subtle and little at the same time, but they were astronomical.
Very profound.
Yes, both. One and the same for me.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never experienced peyote myself. I have a dear friend of mine who does quite regularly, but she attends ceremony often.
Mm-hmm.
Is part of that culture, and that's just part of what they do regularly.
For sure. Yeah.
And so I've heard about it quite a bit. Even knowing my past life, I haven't been drawn to peyote. It hasn't been a thing for me.
And I always knew that.
I was just about to ask you, did you always know that would be something for you?
And I didn't really know why. And I don't know. Growing up, I did things, and then people were like, oh, that's what this culture does. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then I would be like, I'm cutting my hair on a full moon, and then I'm going to hike up into the cave, and we're going to burn it. And then it was like, oh, that's what this culture does. And I was like, oh, well, how do I know that? You know? And so then I went on a drum journey. And that's when I clicked into that past life. And I was Native American.
We're flipping around back to past lives.
There we go again.
Let's do the thing.
So there I am. I'm up on the cliffs and I'm in Utah. It's Red Rocks. And the hunters are gone. And there's a younger kid down in the river. And white man comes. I hate that word white, but, And they made him watch as they raped me. And I killed myself. And that boy was my husband. He's 14 years younger than I am. And that's how we shared that past life. And in this life, I was a victim of sexual abuse. And I fully believe that it is because I killed myself in that past life. I didn't work on it. I didn't heal it. There was nowhere for it to go. Not that I think people deserve things. It's not that. But I hadn't healed that. And so I believe that that's why I am faced with so many things in this life. The sexual abuse, and then dealing with anxiety and depression and wanting to die, basically. I really have a hard time with suicide, and that people don't get it, and they feel angry at those people, and I have compassion for it. I understand, but yeah. So yeah, that's my belief. That's my story. If you don't work on your own self, if you don't work on generational trauma, which I've really been trying for my whole life to do, it's going to come back to you, or your kin is going to carry it. And I can't do that to my grandkids. So I have to do what I have to do. And I just want other people to know that you don't need to rely on or look for that light. Yes, that's my past life. One of them.
I'm glad we looped around and came back to it. That was so important to share. The power of working on your generational traumas and healing all of that ancestral damage, if you will, is so incredibly important. I had a healing session, I would say probably 2 years ago, and the practitioner said, there's a lot of trauma on your mom's side. I was like, yeah, I know. Like we've all gone through the thing.
Yeah.
Trust me. And she said, well, you need to deal with that. You need to look at that. You need to heal that. And I was like, well, I'm not one to open the closet and start taking things out and, working on it right away. It'll happen when it happens. And I just thought it was so crazy that people would intentionally dig up skeletons and work on the garbage. I was like, why would you do that? Just let it be. But years later, here I am in this same position, having these experiences of working on ancestral trauma and connecting the dots on how and what has happened to me and how that manifested from those past experiences. Mm-hmm. And, a few years ago, I was like, that's just dumb. No judgment to anyone, but I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put myself through that. There's no way in hell I'm going to do that to myself.
Why would I want to start the bonfire?
Right. But being in the thick of it, like I have been this past year, I feel so incredibly powerful and like a new person. I'm not done, but I'm just thinking,
makes it easier on yourself.
I know that there are people in my life, on my mother's side going forward, they're not going to do it. I know they're not going to do it. They believe that this stuff is just woo-woo.
Yeah.
And
that's how it gets passed on.
Right. And I'm thinking, but I know it's not woo-woo, and I know that I have the power and the opportunity to heal it. So why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I do that for them and myself?
Yeah. Because it goes forward and it goes backwards.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So not only is it in yourself, but it goes forward tenfold and it goes backwards. So that's why they say 7 generations, when you do stuff, when you're thinking about stuff, when you heal things, like they say it takes 7 generations to do that, So you're going 7 forward and you're going 7 back.
It really isn't
powerful.
hokey, people.
No.
I laugh because it makes me so nervous, and I laugh when I laugh at inappropriate times. But in all sincerity, it has been the most beautiful experience that I've had so far, and not only healing the trauma that I've endured, but what, my grandma, she's passed, but I think about all the work I've done for her so she can, be in a better place wherever she may be right now.
Mm-hmm.
All the work I do for my mom, because I know that's not something that she'll do for herself.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think, wow, how completely beautiful and amazing this is that I have this opportunity. I sometimes wonder why and how I've gone through so much trauma in this lifetime. Like, why, not like why me or pity me.
But you want to understand.
But yeah, definitely come to an understanding of why I have gone through so much. And I had a reading recently from a guest who's in Canada that was here on the show. Incredible. And he brought up you, without me saying anything, of course, but he said, you've gone through all of this trauma in your life so that you can have the experience of knowing the trauma and knowing what, like, your mom, your grandma, your great grandma, all of these people went through, so you can heal it. Plus, you also signed up to do all the hard things first. So to get them all out of the way, you're like, this life, I'm getting it all done because I'm not taking it with me on the next life.
Right. Yeah.
And I look at everything so differently now.
Yeah.
Because even though it was just, I shouldn't say just a reader, because he was a fantastic reader. And for those of you who are interested, Robert Lindsay Milne, he was on episode 178. But he said, the rest of your life, it's not going to be like the first part of your life. Like, you're going to be healing now. You'll have experiences, but they won't be near as traumatic as what you've been through.
Right.
And I just think that is freaking awesome, right?
Yeah.
And I really believe his words to be true because it resonates with me so much because of the work that I've done.
Yep.
And I feel that in you when you bring that up and you share that with us, that you said so profoundly, I am a warrior. I am healing myself and I'm healing all of these past experiences. That's so strong and so powerful. And I admire you for standing in that. It's such a brave thing to do. And it's so courageous for you to say, I've been through this and I'm a badass now. It's really awesome, right?
I don't know about that, but
no, I mean, hindsight, looking back, you think about it.
Yeah, I know.
You have gone through so much and you did the things and look at where you are.
Yeah.
Now you're inspiring all of these other people and you're helping them through their experiences. And that's exactly what the drum is going to do for me. Yes. The drum you made for me. It's going to It's going to help me facilitate some more work because there's more to be done.
Yep. It's a tool. Just like you said, it absolutely is a tool. Rattles are the same. They're tools. Buffalo has its own unique medicine in that it gets us in touch with the ancestors. Now, not just our ancestors, but the ancestors. Yes. So in that work, that's why different drums, that's why you have to have them all. You have to have 17.
I don't think this will be my last.
They're a tool, right? And when you're doing different things, if you have a buffalo drum and you want to work on the ancestral stuff, like you want to get in touch with those ancestors, that's what you do. You grab that buffalo drum and the medicine from it. That's what it's going to, what it's going to resonate. Each hide has its own kind of medicine. So yeah, it's interesting again that you would pick buffalo because that's the kind of work that you're doing. I don't know if you knew that it was for ancestral work, but
I did not.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, of course.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes total sense.
It does.
So speaking of that, take us through some of the other type of hides and what their purpose and meaning are, like horse hide and.
So horse is a straight up spirit world.
Yes.
It's really hard to get because, people don't eat horse, hopefully. And so the horse hides that I get, the owners have asked that they be made into drums specifically. So horse medicine gets us in touch with the spirit world like lightning. Deer is for the heart chakra and the circulatory system. Elk is for stamina to get through from the unknown to the known. Bear is for strength, rebirth, determination. Bull is for bullheadedness, but not just being stubborn, but for creating self-boundaries and not being bullheaded about them. Do not lower your boundaries, your personal boundaries. I think that's all of them. Oh, moose. Moose is feminine energy.
Really?
Water. Yeah.
That would be an interesting drum to have.
Yeah, it's really, really, really thick.
I bet it would be. Those are the biggest creatures I've been too close to. And they are really fast.
Yeah.
Beautiful creatures.
For sure.
Beautiful creatures. Okay, so I'm gonna guide this to another topic, and it's only to bring awareness. But I'm curious. You work with the drum medicine, and several cultures also work with the drum medicine. And I had a comment on social about it being specific to Native Americans. And I'm wondering how do we break that stigma? How do we teach people that drums are from all different types of cultures and can be enjoyed and used for everyone? Because it's so important for us to not be in a box, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I feel like it's so important for us to not only open the box, but break down the walls of the box and understand that we are all from different places all over the world, and they all have different belief systems and different ceremonies and different cultures, and they do different things. And a lot of times that includes drumming.
I don't really know how we do that. I thought I was doing that. I've never said that I'm teaching any certain culture. I'm very careful to tell people that this is just what I have been taught. And I encourage people to find their own ways. I'm very careful not to call myself a teacher, a healer, a shaman. So I don't know. But it makes me very sad.
It makes me sad too. And where I was a witness to that today, you know, I know it's not easy to bring up or talk about, but I really felt that it was important that we bring it up in awareness and shed some light on it. Because, again, I really feel like we're walking each other home, and we can't do that when we have barriers, when we have these walls put between us. The beautiful thing about all of us is that we are different, and that we have different beliefs, and that we do different things that bring us peace and happiness, especially when they're not hurting anyone else. And I just found it important that we at least bring it into the light, and then whoever decides to shine on it more can do so. But education and awareness are so important in so many aspects, on so many platforms. But this platform where it was brought to my attention, I just really wanted to bring that up so people can be aware that the power of your choices and your words can hurt people, and they're damaging. And I hope that we can just do better. We can educate ourselves and come from a place of love and just do better. And I just think that you are so awesome for sharing your light and standing your ground when you have people throwing arrows at you. I think you're awesome.
Thank you.
And you're staying true to yourself and true to your calling.
Yeah.
And that takes courage and bravery once again. Here you are, just showing up all these authentic ways. It's pretty cool.
It's the only way I know how to be. Like I said earlier, I've tried to be other things, and that's just too much work for me. I don't have enough time for that. That's why this hurts the most. That's why it really hurts me, is because it's a good thing. It's a really good thing.
It's so near and dear to your heart.
You know, and I'm not being hateful, and I'm not being hurtful. So I don't care what they say or what they do. I know in my heart that my intent is pure. So I'm just going to keep doing that.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
You're only in control of yourself after all, right? And how do you act and react to different experiences? You talked about being the light and sharing the light, and you are walking in that path. And I wish we were on camera right now, because I love your smile and I want everyone to see it. It's so good.
It was a special blessing from somebody that made it so that the cameras didn't work tonight.
I know. I was like, what is going on? Why tonight?
I wasn't surprised at all. I know. I called in a favor. I really did. So they knew I could only take so much, and they just made the cameras go away.
Well, it worked. There you go. I don't know who else will be happy about it, but you're happy about it.
Yeah.
Well, we still have about 10 minutes left of the show, and you have shared so many beautiful and profound things for us to take with us. Is there anything else that comes to your heart or to your mind that you would like to share with all of us? Any life lessons, any important teachings, anything that you've experienced that you feel could help someone else who needed it? And as she's thinking, I'm going to let you guys know. Cherie is on Facebook. Is that the only platform you're on?
I'm on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram.
Oh, and Instagram. Yeah. So while you're filling on that, let's share with our listeners where they can find you on Facebook.
On Facebook, you can find me at Adianka's Handmade Tools of Sound and Empowerment. And on Instagram, you can find me at Adianka's Drums.
What does Adianka mean?
It's a name that my husband gave to me, and it means bringer of peace.
Ah, how appropriate. That's a good husband.
Yeah.
So if you're on Facebook, you want to do the @ the number 1, bringer of peace. That's how you're going to find her.
Yes. And I guess maybe that's what I would share is like, we need peace, you know? Like, I really do come in peace. I come with a whole open heart, and I want that for every person. But you're not going to be handed it, and you can't rely on anyone else to give it to you. You have to do it yourself, and you can. You can. Find your peace and stick with it.
And it's peace that's all your own.
Yes.
You may have the piece of drums, and for me, it may be my crystals or, walking on the beach or whatever that looks like for me. We each all have our own individual piece.
Yes. Find it.
Find it. That's such a good message to leave us with. I love that. And I really wish you had a drum, because it'd be really neat to play the drum right now.
I thought about bringing it. I really did, because I don't go places like really without it. But then I was like, I'll be that weird person bringing my drum.
But that's what you are. That's who
I know,
you
but that's
are.
who I am. Yeah, like 3 times I'm like, should I bring it? No. Am I going to bring it? No. Nah. I'm just gonna.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Sometimes I hide behind it. Quite honestly, that's why I have a big one. Is I do. I kind of hide behind it. So.
Okay, so the one in the shot that we did for the show advertisement, how big is that drum?
That's a 20-inch Buffalo.
That thing is huge.
It's big. Yeah, I love it. That one's called Queen Elizabeth.
And how did you name your drum?
Because it was big and bad and huge and had scars all over it. But Elizabeth is in my family's name. From my granddaughter that passed away up to my daughter to me on up for 7 generations.
Wow.
So I kind of took my place in the world as the matriarch of my family when I made that drum. That was my intent, was to be the queen of my family.
And you are.
Yes.
And that drum is huge.
It is.
And I'm thinking mine's not much smaller.
No, just 2 inches is all.
I'm so excited.
That's what I say. They're really heavy, because the hide is so thick. But nothing sounds like buffalo. The resonance, all the time. If the weather will affect your drum a lot, and with buffalo, it sings all the time. You can't take a deer or an elk in the sweat lodge. You can, but it's going to get moisture. But again, I hide behind my buffalo. That big, huge.
It is big.
Yeah.
I like it so much.
Yep. You're a little piece of the ancestors.
Isn't that just crazy? Oh my gosh.
Your little buffalo friend.
I love how that all worked out.
Yep.
When I'm working on this healing, and then all of a sudden I'm called to a buffalo drum.
And that happens a lot. A lot of times people will have a specific intention that they want. But most of the time, people are just like, I don't really know. And then it will just kind of happen, and it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it really is. I'm kind of, when you told me that, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Because the synchronicities of what is occurring in all of our lives, right? But I only know mine. I'm thinking, you've got to be kidding me.
No.
Really?
Yep.
This is awesome.
It's ready.
I've had them all day today. I've had like experiences that have been like, I didn't see them coming, totally blindsided, but they need to happen, and or I've wanted them to happen. And so it's just, and then the drum and learning that and having you here, it's all just so connected.
It really is.
And no accidents, no coincidences. Yeah. And it's just really freaking awesome. Like I get giddy like a kid.
You can't plan this kind of stuff. Like everything that I've been dealing with social media and then coming here on the radio and working with trauma yoga at that time and place right now is, thank you. Like, wow.
It's all in perfect timing, my dear.
You gave me a great opportunity, and it was very hard for me, and I thank you. So, thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you for showing up. I knew you could do it. And that's what this show is all about is, you know, we may feel like we're showing up out of, like, we want to share our story and we'll say we'll do it. And sometimes we're like, oh, I've got to do it because we said. But this is for you. This is part of your healing journey.
It is.
As much as it is for me. I love having this platform and the opportunity to be here and hold space for my guests and especially for you tonight. It's just been really beautiful to witness your joy and hear about your passions and your experiences. So thank you so much for showing up and being here. And we'll definitely direct everyone to your site.
Right.
To your socials.
Yes.
Get the word out there. If you guys are in the local Wasatch Front area, like Salt Lake in Utah in particular, there is word of Cherie starting a website here soon.
Yes.
Where you'd be able to custom order and purchase your drums.
And they can always contact me through social media. That's what I'm doing now, is just working one-on-one with people that way too. So
she can work with you that way, and she can ship and all the things. So if a drum and the drum medicine is calling to you, this is your girl. And you'll want to find her one more time. Say your sites again.
Adianka's Handmade Tools of Sound and Empowerment on Facebook. And Instagram is Adianka's Drums.
And that's spelled Adianka.
Yes.
That's so awesome. What a cool name. All right, everyone. This wraps up another awesome episode of Soul Wanderings, heard here on KGRA Radio. We love doing the Soul Wandering, that's for sure. And I love having you as my listeners hang out with us, my wanderers. So for those of you who feel called to do so, I would love for you to share with your family and friends and talk about these shows. Like, let's have these conversations. Let's bring each other closer together. Let's talk about our experiences. Let's bring all of that beautiful awareness and connection into our experiences and keep it going. You can find this show and all of the many other amazing shows on KGRADB.com. That's KGRADigitalBroadcasting.com. And you can also go and visit soulwanderings.com. Click to all my social media platforms there. Follow me, give me a like, send me your recommendations for guests, or if you want to be a guest yourself, you can put your little application in there at soulwanderings.com. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight, everyone. You have a beautiful night. Good night, Wanderers.